Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another crazy, wild, underwater edition of Crime and Sports. So we'll say downhill. This is underwater because it's a swimmer. So something that we don't normally cover. So you know we must have done something very terrible. That's right. When you hear us go like, yeah, we're going to cover, darts, or we're going to cover swimming, or, tiddlywinks, or whatever the weird sport is, oh, this is a bad person. This is very bad. And this guy here is a dangerous person, a very scary, dangerous person. And stay tuned to the end, too, because we're going to have a little bonus of another terrifying person afterwards who fits into this whole thing. It's a lot. You'll figure it out when we get there. But holy shit, it's crazy. Before we get started, have to just tell you a few things. Number one, listen to Your Stupid Opinions. Oh, yeah. It's out, our new podcast, and it is doing very well, and it's
tremendous,
received very well, and it is really fun. We love it a ton, so check it out. You can't not laugh at this show, put it that way. It's just stupidity.
You'll love
from sea to shining sea, and it's wonderful. So check all that out. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Check out everything there. Small Town Murder live shows. We have a virtual live show coming up on October 26th. That's available for a week after that, too, so you can watch it a million times, do whatever you want. Hang out with us for our Halloween spectacular. Costumes, a gross show. It's going to be so much fun. We can't wait. That's shutupandgivememurder.com/virtual live is where you get those tickets, and a lot of fun there. You certainly want Patreon if you don't have it yet. Patreon.com/crime and sports is where you get the bonus material.
Yes.
And we pump out that bonus material, by the way. If it's a cup of coffee, $5 a month or above, you're going to get, first of all, the whole back catalog of bonus stuff, which is a couple hundred episodes. So there's a chunky amount to go through there. And then on top of that, every other week, you're going to get two new ones, one Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. Here it is this week, what you're going to get. For Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about Bishop Sycamore High, BS High, which is a documentary out right now. And it's that there was a game on ESPN where a high school team came in and got destroyed by another high school team, and their helmets were popping off and everything else. And it's a story about how someone created a fake high school. And it didn't work out. It's insane, just for football.
And got it on ESPN.
Got it on ESPN, and the guy seems like a dangerous person, in my opinion. So, and then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about a crazy thing that I know way too much about: Joey Buttafuoco and Amy Fisher. That whole mess. If you don't know anything about that, and you go, Amy Fisher, that's kind of familiar. Just trust me, the man's name is Joey Buttafuoco. We're going to get a lot out of this, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So check that out. Patreon.com/crime and sports. And you will get a shout out at the end of the show as well.
Oh, yes.
Jimmy will mispronounce your name terribly. Today he may cough over it because he's ill as well.
It's possible.
First I was sick for 2 weeks, and now you get to be sick. So
probably for 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks. Penance. So this is perfect. We're really passing it around here. That said, let's get into this with our asshole of the week. Yeah. And boy, is he an asshole. Let's do this. He's a real, like I said, not our normal guy. Crime and sports is like a real machismo, kind of flashy, kind of, chest out kind of a thing. You know what I mean? I'm tough. This is not that. This guy is a more insidious, dangerous asshole because he really blends in to the woodwork. You know what I mean? Okay. You don't see this guy coming from a mile away. He's not 6'5" with his chest out, with with a tattoo of the $5 bill on his neck, we've seen before. Where you go, okay, that's interesting. This guy is somebody that just kind of goes to he's at your kid's school, he goes to your church, and he just blends right in, and you don't even notice him, and it's terrifying.
Uh-oh.
Douglas Dale Northway. Northway, one word.
Doug Northway?
Doug Northway. You might know him because he's an Arizona guy, so you may have heard of him.
Oh, really?
He's kind of, up until what happened, he was a real, Arizona legend because he's an Olympic medalist and everything else, and, Arizona born and raised here. Well, not born, but raised.
Yeah.
He's born, actually, in Ontario, California there. So he's born April 28th, 1955. And I love, by the way, on his Wikipedia, this just cracks me up. It says, Douglas Dale Northway, nicknames, Doug.
Dee. Oh.
Doug. Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
In quotations, too. Doug. Like, that Doug. Okay, I get it. He's a swimmer, like we said.
Yeah.
He does the freestyle.
Oh.
I don't know what the difference is between that or anything else. I have no swimming
knowledge. Well, the freestyle
knowledge.
is just where you're on your chest and you're just swimming like that. You know what I'm talking
Is
about?
it?
It's just the normal way of swimming. That's freestyle.
Okay.
Well, freestyle, it's free. You can do whatever you want.
Freestyle seems like you could do anything.
Yeah.
You
can do anything.
Backstroke, you could flip over in the water. You do anything you want.
But typically, people swim fastest just doing that normal swim.
Yeah. When you see people like trying to swim the English Channel, that's what they're doing.
Yeah,
So it seems like that's probably the best course of action.
You don't see them breaststroke in the fucking English Channel. It's because they're slow as shit that way.
That's much slower. Very smooth though.
Yeah.
Very smooth that way.
That bob is real nice.
All smooth. Whereas otherwise there's water flying everywhere. Everything's a mess.
There's 2 splashes, one in the front, one in the back.
So many splashes going on.
It's so busy.
Kicking, splashing. What's happening here? How are you doing this? He's a men's swimmer. He's an Olympian, as we'll talk about, also a Pan American Games guy. Okay. And this wasn't easy to find for Ian here, but he dug it out, and I got to give him a lot of credit for this. His parents are Harold and Ralph Northway. Or I'm sorry, Harold Ralph Northway is his dad. Mr. and Mrs. Harold Ralph Northway. His mom's name is Harold. Is actually what it is. Yeah.
Mom Harold, Dad Ralph.
Dad Ralph, or the other way around.
Yeah.
His sister is Rosemary Joanne Northway, and we'll talk about her because she's all in the paper when he grows up. So he's got he's got his sister's like local famous in Tucson. Yeah. Big Tucson fame here as a little girl. He's got at least one brother that we know of, but don't know much more about him. So here's from the Tucson Citizen newspaper.
Yeah.
July 25th, 1960. So Doug's a little boy here. Was he 5 at that point? Yeah, 5. He's 5. Okay. It says, teen cook Rosemary creates a tasty soup. Okay. There was nothing happening in Tucson, apparently.
Yeah. If a teen made a soup and it made the paper.
Hey, a kid made soup? Hold on. Let me get my pad and pen here. Wait a minute. Let me get my recorder. We got to capture this for posterity. This is really what the fuck. So this is
Cronkite is going to be so impressed.
Oh my God, yeah. Edward R. Murrow is going to be reporting on this. never mind anything else that's going on. We got a presidential election this year. Kennedy, Nixon. It's all garbage.
Kid making soup. Shit.
Put it aside. This kid made soup. I want to talk about it. This kid in Tucson, Shirley Kurtz wrote this. So a very bored woman named Shirley Kurtz is going around looking for kids that can make soup. And it says, what sounds better than a bowl of homemade vegetable soup?
It's just veggie soup.
Another bowl of homemade vegetable soup, of course.
Oh, 2 minestrones. Come on now.
Man. By way of the grapevine, it is heard that Rosemary Northway stirs up a soup that makes everyone ask for more and more.
Folks are talking about
well, how bored are people that there's a grapevine that talks about a child's soup? What is happening?
Yeah.
Tucson.
Children's culinary talents are grapevined across town.
I'm going to say this. Thank fuck for meth, because at least Tucson has an identity now and something to think about. Something to think about, because this is ridiculous.
Meth and the chalupa.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Rosemary likes to cook, especially pastries. Well, why are we talking about her soup? And often prepares dinner for her family. She graduated from Tucson High this June and will enter the University of Arizona in the fall. Unless she's opening a restaurant, why is this in the paper?
Who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? During her, and you might be asking who gives a shit, but I think this is funny. So
it's fascinating.
This is hilarious. Yeah. During her high school days, she didn't take any home economic courses, but, quote, learned about cooking from mom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. She started cooking around 9, a cake being the first thing she ever baked. And even now, she never bakes cakes from a mix. She calls that cheating.
Oh, she does it homemade, huh?
Homemade, yeah. So they live at 1227 North Santa Rita. I don't know if that still exists, Tucson people, but probably. I don't know. My older brothers older brothers. So got to have more than one brother because Doug is younger than her if she graduated in 1960. So then her older brothers seems like Doug is...
2 olders, yeah.
Yeah. And
Doug's a baby and an oops.
That's what I mean. Doug's only 5. His sister's 18. Mm-hmm. And his brothers are older than that. So...
Right. Dad fucked up.
The baby of the family here, which I don't know if that is going to tie into his whole weirdness, but my older brothers always ate what I cooked, though most of the time they didn't say anything. All right. Yeah. So when Rosemary's girlfriends gathered at her house for an old-fashioned hen party.
What is that?
When you get a bunch of chicks together.
It's just gals gabbing?
Yeah, they gab. They do each other's makeup. They fucking...
That's a hen party?
Yeah, that's what they used to call it. Like, and a guys doing it was a stag party. That was, and they'd show you'd watch like a film strip of a girl in like weird burlesque clothes. That's what porn was back then. You know,
hen party
with things on her nipples. Hen party, like in Goodfellas, what they were all doing.
Yeah,
when they were putting makeup on each other and shit. Whatever was going on in Rizzo's bedroom in Greece.
Talking Tupperware.
Yeah, piercing each other's ears.
Yeah, spraying perfume on letters to.
Yeah.
Fucking guys in the war.
Korea. Yeah.
Yeah.
To Marines in Korea. She delights in preparing one of her special dishes for them. Vegetable soup. Here's the recipe, everybody. Get your pens and papers ready here.
Veggie stock.
2 pounds chuck roast. Didn't expect that, did you?
So much for veggie.
Half head of small cabbage, 8 carrots, 2 large canned stewed tomatoes, 6 to 8 small potatoes, 1 large onion, then cut the meat into cubes and cut away most of the fat. Brown the meat also. There's way more meat than vegetables in this from what I just read.
Yeah.
Yeah, make 16 servings. So there you go. Right below that, if you've eaten too much soup and you need to lose some weight, get yourself some AIDS.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. AIDS was a weight loss supplement for 30 years or something until the 80s when you didn't want to say lose weight with AIDS. It says lose weight without dieting. Take AIDS as I do, says Alexis Smith. Wow.
Hilarious.
About every 15 minutes before a meal, I enjoy 1 or 2 delicious AIDS candies. AIDS candies. That is phenomenal. And
terrible.
Vitamin and mineral candy. So, Rosemary gets married in 1963. So that happens. The newspaper, Jesus Christ, in a princess gown of silk organza over taffeta.
They love her.
Rosemary Joanne Northway became the bride of Chandler Smith Cheek this afternoon. Like, it's a whole, they really do love her. They didn't talk about her soup in that one at all, but Doug was the ring bearer in this ceremony.
Oh.
So there we go, because what is he, 8 at this point?
Yeah. Perfect.
Doug was a high school student, I guess, in Saguaro, Arizona, which isn't that outside of Phoenix, right by Apache Junction?
It should be, yeah.
Wouldn't we do a small-town murder over there?
I don't know.
It's over there
that
by
was
that
Florence.
But so there's another one though.
Is it
right
further over near Globe in Miami?
It's like east of Apache Junction over there, like southeast.
Like Gold Canyon.
I thought so because that's
really?
Yeah, I thought so.
Where the Ren Fair's at?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think it's farther out than that even.
Really?
I think so. I could be completely wrong here, but
you might be nailing it.
Might have it right. Might have it complete. There's probably 12 places in Arizona called Saguaro, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I could certainly Google it, but I don't want my brain to know that information.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it a mystery. Let's keep this
a secret.
Let's keep it a mystery. We'll all be happy we didn't know it.
Yeah.
So I guess in high school, I assume he came up swimming a lot. If he ends up being an Olympic swimmer, I don't think he took to the water at 15 and was like, "Yeah, this is for me."
Yeah.
So he dropped his 1,500-meter time. He does like the long one, the 1,500 meter. Yeah, which the ones that you watch on TV that get the pub are like 200 and 400 meter because how long can you watch people swim for realistically? You know,
and across an Olympic, I believe it's 50 meters to the other side.
So that's just back and forth 30 times. That's crazy.
Fuck, that's far.
That's too much. Yeah, that's too for 1,500 meters. It's just an endurance race at that point. Throw a shark in the water, make it entertaining because that's too much.
That's nearly a mile, maybe. Right? Jesus Christ, that's 4,500 feet. That's nearly a mile.
Nearly a mile you're swimming. So
fuck.
But in high school, he dropped. In 1971, there's the national championships, and then while still in high school at 17, he's doing the U.S. Olympic trials.
Wow.
So he's really, a prodigy.
But you've got to do that because you want to be at 18. You like to be, or 18 or 20, depending on when your age falls. You want to be in your very first Olympics around 18 or 20. That's what that girl that I went to high school with. Yeah, she did it.
Sense.
She was in Australia, I believe, Sydney when I was 17.
96. That's Atlanta.
No, next one.
The next
2000 then, huh?
2000, you weren't 17, though. I guess
not.
But around the late teens, I mean, same shit.
Unless, it was Summer Olympics, so,
I don't know.
I don't know. 98? I don't fucking know.
Sydney was around there, though, I think.
When was Sydney?
Sydney was 2000, wasn't it? We're not Olympic historians, by the way.
No, we are not.
In case people are looking to us for Olympic history and knowledge of that, we don't have it. Unless we've covered it in the show, we don't fucking know anything. And even if we have, we probably forgot it. So we apologize for sucking.
Were the summer games in Atlanta in 96?
That was 96 for sure, yeah.
Yeah, then it was definitely 2000.
Because we were just there last month.
I guess I was 19.
We were staying right by the park.
Yeah, that's right.
90, I remember seeing 96, whatever. Dedication or whatever the fuck it was. So between 71 and 72, between the national championships and the U.S. Olympic trials, he dropped his 1,500-meter time by 45 seconds.
Well, I guess that's way fast.
It seems like a lot. Yeah, it's almost a minute. I mean, that's pretty good. So that's not bad. Now, August 7th, 1972, he wins an Olympic berth here. So he wins a spot on the Olympic team. By finishing second behind Rick DeMont, who broke the world record in the 1,500-meter freestyle.
Wow.
So, he could. I mean, he did as well as he could without breaking a world record, honestly.
Right.
He qualified for the finals, was less than 0.6 of a second off the old world record. Northway was.
So he almost broke that, too.
Yeah, if the other guy just didn't exist, he'd be that close to the world record,
Wow.
But, the other guy exists, unfortunately. The guy who set the world record is a 16-year-old. 16.
Can you imagine?
Holy shit, that is wild.
You worked your ass off your whole life. You're 24, and a 16-year-old beat you. He's just got to be tall, right?
Well, it's core strength, and you have to have like a weird, like long torso too. It seems like
length and
look at Michael
length
Phelps.
And core. That's how it does it. Yeah,
Michael Phelps is like a 28 length gene with but he's 6'7" or some shit. Like he's all torso, like a dolphin,
And that douche guy that swam with him too, Lochte, Ryan?
Yeah, we'll do an episode about him one day. He's a douchebag. He's a tool. Yeah.
If it weren't for Michael Phelps, Lochte would be a fucking hero.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, Michael Phelps ruined his life.
That's what
by being Michael fucking Phelps.
By setting all the world records.
Yeah.
So
and everything.
And that's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know how you would.
Oh boy.
They got that guy in front of you. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I was just born at the wrong time.
Yeah. It's like those baseball players who played in the minors for 15 years behind some perennial all-star because there was only a few teams back then and that's all they could do. Yeah. So it's kind of the same type of shit. No matter how good you are, you're not as good as the best guy. So fuck you.
Right.
So Northway is a senior next year at Saguaro High, by the way.
Oh.
Next year.
He's at Saguaro High?
Saguaro High, yeah. So maybe
I wonder if that's the one in Scottsdale.
That might be in Tucson, too. Oh, he's such a good swimmer. He might be going to a high school that has a particularly good swimming program, I would assume, right?
Right.
If you're that good, I would
imagine the one in Scottsdale has a fucking
probably
great swimming program.
Good pool. In Tucson, they take you to the canal
Right,
you
or the
know,
lake.
and they're like, well, they try to like sift out the bum shit from there.
Get the shopping carts out.
Yeah.
Like, no.
All right, guys, get in there. It's pretty shallow today. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You're swimming. You're not going underwater. Don't worry about it. So, the former world record holder, John Kinsella, finished 6th in the finals and will miss the Olympics. Only the top 3 finishers go to Munich here.
Munich.
Munich, which, by the way, we'll talk a bunch about the Munich Olympics because he's in them, but we did not do this on purpose. Yeah. The timing of the Munich Olympics and what's going on right now and all that. This was planned for a month, this show. So it just happened to be.
Sorry.
It's so strange, man. So Northway's time is the 4th fastest time ever recorded in the world.
Really?
In the world. That is fucking impressive. Yeah. Now, the 72 Olympics were the second Summer Olympics to be held in Germany after the 36 games, which were,
kind of bad.
Bit of an issue there, which was under Hitler, obviously. And then the most recent Olympics to be held in the country, that was a long time. I don't think they've had another one since then. Has Berlin been back since?
No.
I don't think so. I guess the West German government had been trying to have the Munich Olympics presented democratic and optimistic Germany to the world. Like, oh, it's not all East German behind the wall type of shit. Their motto was the cheerful games.
Oh.
The cheerful games, which is the opposite of what happened, obviously.
It's the opposite of Germany.
We've had that too. Cheerful. We are cheerful. And they're just staring at you. Okay.
I don't think I've seen many smiles out of Germans.
No,
before.
That's the stereotype. Is they're a bit of a serious people,
stone-faced people.
They're a bit of a serious people. They got a lot to live down, though. I think is what it is. That's the problem. When you fuck the world up twice in a century, you really gotta.
It's wild.
You gotta kind of.
It's really wild. Yeah.
You could keep your shit together, mind your P's and Q's.
Mea culpa for quite some time.
Yeah. Japan still does that. That's what I mean. It's still like, hey, look, we fucked up, okay?
We remember.
Yeah, it was bad. We get it. We made this. Please buy it.
We didn't do it. Somebody else did. Try this boombox. It's great.
We are really good at this. Remember Walkmans? That was us. So... You know what I'm saying? Remember how great that was in the 80s for everybody? Yeah. Well, right here.
We got anti-shock on these.
We did that. Yeah, your CD skipped, 10% less because of us. Only 10%, though. Oh, so the logo of the games was a blue solar logo called the Bright Sun. And the hostesses, they had hostesses at the Olympics, wore sky blue, oh, Jesus, what is this, dirndls? What is that?
What?
As a promotion of the Bavarian cultural heritage. Some traditional Bavarian dress, I assume, here. And the Olympic mascot was a Dachshund named Waldy, or Valdi, probably, if it's German.
Dachshund?
A Dachshund. A dog. Dachshund.
Oh, Dachshund.
Dachshund, not a...
Yeah.
Oh, they had a 280Z as the... This is here it is, everybody. Here's our mascot. A 280Z. Enjoy. Isn't it nice? Got you a B210. There you go, everybody. This was the first officially named Olympic mascot. Okay. So
it was a live dog.
I don't know if it was a live dog or I guess so. Why not? Why wouldn't you have a live dog? Yeah. Why would you?
As well.
Cartoon dog. You just carry it. It's a dachshund. You can carry it around anywhere you want.
Yeah, they're very small. Some of them are mean as shit, though.
Oh, yeah. They're barky. Yeah. They're barky little bastards.
They bite.
They're cute, too, but they're barky.
Yeah.
September 3rd, 1972 is when Northway makes his most triumphant trip to a pool here, and he wins the bronze medal.
Really?
Yes, he won the. Which you go, oh Christ, he's in some weird obscure swimming event winning a bronze medal. Who cares? But I don't have a fucking bronze medal.
Third in the world, man.
I haven't won shit ever at doing anything. So, the defending Olympic champion Mike Burton of Sacramento swam another world record. Jesus, they're falling like crazy here.
Yeah.
And won the gold medal in the most. They called it the most grueling swimming event of the games, the 1,500-meter freestyle. They do this in less than 16 minutes. They do this. They swim that far. That's a lot.
I can't. I could barely run a mile in 16 minutes.
Can you imagine swimming one like that? How tired would you?
Holy shit!
I would probably drown in the middle of that, I would assume.
I might quit. I might just get to the side of the pool and be like, I can't go not one more time.
I can't do it. You'd have like the Lithuanian guy would have been pulling me out of the pool there.
Yeah.
You know.
Saving me.
Yeah, saving my life by some Belgian and a Lithuanian on the other side. Graham Windat of Australia took the silver, and Doug Northway got the bronze. Minutes before the start, and this is the interesting part of this race, too, because there's a huge controversy that goes to this day. It's in this race. World record holder Rick DeMont, remember the 16-year-old who set the record, was scratched by Olympic officials due to a positive result from a doping test. But he didn't. It was the medicine for his inhaler. He has an asthma inhaler.
He's a steroid in it. Yeah.
There's an asthma inhaler, so he has to take it, and they said you can't, and they fucking scratched him from the Olympics. He wasn't allowed.
Wow.
He wasn't allowed. It's fucking crazy.
This guy would have gotten a fourth, probably.
It's pretty crazy. This is the Olympics where Mark Spitz won everything. He became very famous and everything because he won the 100 and the 200 meter, which are the only ones people watch because they're quick. They're fast, you know.
The fuck's sitting for 16 minutes to watch an event?
Yeah, the 100 meter is 51 seconds. In and out, less than a minute. That's what I'm talking about.
Done. Let's go.
200 meter, a minute 52 seconds. So there you go. I'll watch that. Doug Northway, 16 minutes and 9 seconds.
Jesus God.
Just straight swimming. So Rick DeMont, like we said, he did participate in the 400 meter and won the gold medal before having it taken away.
Oh.
Because then they took it away when he tried to do the 1,500 meter. They scratched him, wouldn't let him, and took away his gold.
Got it.
From the other one, because it was after the race. The ephedrine was in his asthma medication, Marax, which I'm sure, I don't know if he knew what the fuck was in asthma medication.
Who the fuck would even check? It's asthma medication.
Yeah, it's really stupid here. So he wasn't allowed to participate in anything else. He had properly declared his asthma medications on his medical disclosure forms.
Yeah.
But the U.S. Olympic Committee had not cleared them with the IOC's medical committee. So it wasn't even his fault.
Got it.
The Olympic Committee didn't clear it with the world, police of this shit. So the U.S. Olympic Committee has recognized his gold medal performance, but only the IOC has the power to restore its medal, and it still has not done that, even though as late as 2020 there was a campaign to do so.
Wow.
So this guy for 50 years has gotten kind of fucked out of his medal.
Yeah.
And like the U.S. Olympic Committee says he has the medal, but the international one says he doesn't. So he can't. He's like, I'm sort of a gold medal winner. He can't even be like, wow. I'm a gold medal winner.
I mean, in the event, I was fastest. They took it from me.
But I was on asthma medication, so obviously that'll make me more. So,
and swimming is really good for asthma.
I would assume it would be. Yeah, moving around.
So when kids were diagnosed with
your lungs have to expand.
Yeah, right, because you're constantly exercising your lungs. Doctors will recommend that you try swimming.
Much like weed smoking.
Right?
Good exercise.
Get your lungs in and out, babe.
Come on, there you go. Big inhale. I don't know. There you go.
Hit it harder.
Yeah, cough, get it all out. There you go. That's healthy.
Now, one more.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power. Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
That's great. So Mark Spitz, he set world records and won 7 gold medals that year.
Jesus.
He set a new world record for each of his 7 gold medals. In every event that he won, he's had a new world record.
The fastest ever.
Yeah, that's why he was so fucking popular. You know what I mean?
That'll do it. Yeah.
That's big. Plus, he had like a mustache, and he was like a strapping
Cool
guy, 70s guy. Yeah, he looked like a guy who was like would hang out with Joe Namath back then. You know what I mean? Like that guy, cool guy. So his record stood until 2008 when Michael Phelps beat it by winning 8 gold medals. So
shit,
not too shabby. Well, other things in the Olympics: a Soviet gymnast became a media star after they won the gold medal. This is Olga Korbut, and I've heard of her, and that was the only way I could hear of her, is if people really go crazy for her. The U.S. lost in the basketball finals to the Soviet Union.
Wow.
Yeah, this I've actually heard of. It's considered the most controversial game in international basketball history.
Oh, yeah, I remember this too.
Yep.
Who was on that team? Was it the announcer?
Fuck, I'm trying to remember now. This was a big deal, though. I don't remember. But
the announcer was on the team, and when they won the gold, they gave him a gold medal because he got fucked out of it in this game.
Oh,
I mean, he wasn't really fucked out of it.
Yeah.
It was whatever the rule is. At the end, they lost by 1 or 2 or whatever.
It says here, in a close-fought match, the U.S. team appeared to have won by a score of 50-49.
Right.
However, the final 3 seconds of the game were replayed 3 times by judges until the Soviet Union came out on top and claimed a 51-50 victory.
Right. That's
they repeatedly
bullshit.
played the last 3 seconds. So the U.S. team refused to accept their silver medals, which are still believed to be held in a vault in Switzerland somewhere.
Wow.
However, team member and former Congressman Tim McMillan requested the medals from the IOC, who refused it.
Really?
It's come to light since that 5 of the medals are missing and believed to be in the hands of a German Olympic official with Nazi ties.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on. That's just the thing there. That's what's come out recently here. So there's all of that. The pole vault. Badminton and water skiing were demonstration sports this year.
Oh.
Water skiing? What a weird Olympic sport.
Badminton?
Badminton? Yeah, another one. Like, don't they have tennis? Isn't that good enough?
Right.
So
it's fast badminton, isn't it?
It's standing up, athletic badminton. Badminton's tennis for grandma, right?
Right. Badminton feels like training for tennis.
Yeah, for kids and old people. And, because you ever watch somebody get really competitive with badminton, they look ridiculous.
Oh, they look like assholes.
You look like an idiot. You jump up.
Mashing that thing that goes no speed at all.
Jumping up, taking half the net down. It's just nothing sturdy. It's meant to be a real calm game. It's not meant to be played that competitively, I don't think. So the main issue of the Munich Olympics was the Munich massacre, of course, though.
Right.
There's been movies about it and everything else. And quickly here, it was Black September terrorist organization. Palestinians broke into the Olympic Village and took 11 Israeli athletes, coaches, and officials hostage in their apartments. 2 of the hostages that resisted were killed. That's the other thing. You take Olympic athletes hostage. These are like alphas in the prime of their,
right.
They want to win. They're competitive. You're going to get a bunch of them. They're going to go, I'll fight this guy with a gun. Fuck it. I mean,
these are the best of the best, and they've got arrogance.
A huge arrogance, medals around their necks. So anybody that you would expect a lot of these guys to fight, and they did, and they were killed in the first moments. And then there was a big standoff in the village that lasted 18 hours. So
wow.
18 hours. The terrorists and their 9 remaining hostages were transferred by helicopter to the military airport and then to board a plane for an, quote, undetermined Arab country. And German authorities planned to ambush them there, but I guess they were undermanned and they couldn't do it. So there was a botched rescue attempt. During that, all of the Israeli hostages were killed. 4 of them were shot. And then incinerated when one of the terrorists detonated a grenade inside the helicopter in which the hostages were sitting. And then the 5 remaining hostages were then shot and killed with a machine gun.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so this Olympics was obviously not great. I mean, remember Atlanta?
That's the most horrific thing I've ever heard.
It's terrifying and horrifying. Remember Atlanta when that bomb went off and everybody, that was like so memorable? This is way crazy.
Way worse.
Yeah. Fucking insane.
The athletes were put on a plane, exploded, or machine gun.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what happened. That's fucking wild. All but 3 of the terrorists were killed as well.
Really?
Yeah. They were. Then they ended up exchanging some of them for a hijacked Lufthansa flight at one point.
Oh.
And the 70s were wild, man.
No kidding.
Shit was crazy back then. So here is Doug on what it was like to be in the Olympics. He said, now what would you say if you were in the Olympics? Someone said, what was it like to be in the Olympics?
An honor to represent my country, an honor to participate against the best athletes on the planet, honor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
respect.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's a good PR
What'd
line.
he say?
He said,
I fucked a bunch of chicks in the village.
He said, I was raw dogging my way across Germany. No. He said, quote, it was cool. It was totally cool. I totally dug it. That was his response. It was cool. It was totally cool. I totally dug it.
You're from Ontario, bro. You're not even from L.A.
He sounds like a surfer. You're a swimmer, not a surfer. That's the other thing. And on the other part of it, too, this is later on. He didn't say this right after the Olympics. This is in an interview in the 90s when he was 41 years old. So it's not like he was a 17-year-old high school kid who just won some medals and he was like, dude, it was totally cool, man. I totally dug it. Yeah, fucking let's go see the airplane. He's
my age saying I totally dug it?
I totally dug it. Yeah.
Wow.
It was cool. It was totally cool. I totally dug it.
I would never say that.
Then he said, I mean, it was like so fun. And the newspaper italicized so. So he said, so fun. So he's a 16-year-old girl from Orange County now, is what he is.
At 41.
At 41. Weird. They said he was beaming here in the paper. And that, quote, sounding just a little like the 17-year-old he was when he first made his first of 3 U.S. Olympic teams. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, the Munich Games are a sweet highlight in Northway's Olympic career, Olympic history, marked by a roller coaster day. There, he soaked up the excitement of winning his bronze medal and watched with helpless frustration while DeMont's 400-meter freestyle was taken from him because of the asthma medication. So Northway, DeMont, and U.S. teammate Mike Burton were all set to race in the finals of the 1500 freestyle, and then he wasn't allowed to. Northway said, quote, we were out there, and Rick was still not sure what was going to happen. So Mike and I went into the waiting room, and Rick stayed out. I was worried about Rick from both ways. Number one, he was going to kick my butt, and I knew it, meaning in the water, not out of it. Number two, because he was my friend, and I don't like bad things happening to my friends. Okay. So that's what he says. He said that he was confused and relieved about the guy's absence from the race. He said, obviously made my chances better.
Yeah, I had no idea what happened, but I was thrilled that he wasn't there.
He would have finished ahead of him, which would have knocked him out of medal contention, and Doug Northway would be a guy no one's ever heard of at this point. So he said, I think because he wasn't swimming, the pressure was off to swim hard. When I did swim, I swam a little more relaxed race. I just kind of let down, so I ended up getting third. Oh, I would have won, but I didn't try as hard as I should have.
I wanted to really, let everybody else have a chance.
I figured this guy's gone. Let's just have an open competition. I don't want to beat everybody too bad, discourage them.
Let's do a nice Sunday swim, guys. Here we go.
Let's go. These guys aren't going to want to swim anymore. He said, first and second got away from me. I didn't know where they were, but I wanted to medal. Well, that's good. By about 1100, he had dropped back so I didn't have to see him anymore. Then I swam on the last 400 and touched the wall and said, quote, oh, cool. This guy.
What a dork.
Wow. DeMott said about him that, because I guess they were coached by the same coach or whatever, and he said he's just a tough racer and an aggressive racer about Doug. An incredibly gifted swimmer. He was a lung with arms and legs.
Gross.
Is that what they call each other?
You're a real lung.
You're a real lung with arms and legs? What a weird... Jesus. And he's just a gigantic teddy bear. Old Northway. He's a
sweet
5'11", 160. Gigantic teddy bear.
Sweet, kind lung. That's a
Just
big lung.
Just a big furry lung that you can hug.
Yeah.
Lay in your bed with. So Northway, I guess, it says the Munich Games hold other ironies for Northway. The Games forever have a dark place in Olympic history with the murder of 11 Israeli athletes in the Olympic Village. On the day he swam in the 1500, Northway forgot his badge that identified him as an athlete and gave him access to the Olympic Village.
What?
Kind of need that, yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look, he just looks like a regular guy, so it's not like, oh, look at it, he's obviously an Olympic athlete. If it was like one of the basketball players, you'd go, well, yeah, there's not a lot of 7'2" black guys walking around Germany, so maybe. While trying to return to his room after the race, he was stopped by a guard who wouldn't let him in without the badge. He said, I reached into my bag, pulled out my bronze medal, and showed it to him, and he said, okay, and that's how I got in.
Really?
I have this, stupid.
I won this.
Good enough for what? Fuck.
Yeah.
He said, within 6 or 7 hours of that happening, the terrorists came over the fence. So that really puts a damper on everything. Yeah. You still have sticky champagne on you.
Yeah.
From the
you still got the
celebration.
smell of chlorine on you.
Yeah, it's chlorine and sticky sticky champagne. So they said with the Olympics portion, swimming portion of the Olympics completed, the U.S. swimming team had an exhibition scheduled nearby in a town, and they actually did it. They went the next day and did everything.
Really?
Their exhibition. He said, we weren't there when most of this happened. We got back very late at night, and I believe the whole thing had gone down by then. I think that my appreciation of the tragedy was not as keen as it should have been. With my youth, I was pretty naive. I swam, I was a swimmer, I had one vision, and that was motoring up and down pools. Okay. Yeah. So he comes back in Tucson here in the Tucson Daily Citizen, September 5th, 1972. It says, his coach in the headline, it'll be the same old Doug returning, says ex-coach. Said, success will not spoil him.
No?
No. Are you kidding me? Same old Doug. He said, I've seen many kids come back from an experience like that with a big head, but I can assure you that will not be the case with Doug.
Okay.
Not happening. He said, I was talking to Bob Davis, who's Northway's coach on the Pima County Dolphins.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. On the phone after the race, Bob said that when Doug learned Saguaro was planning a big day for him when he gets back, he asked them to call it off. He doesn't want it.
Oh.
Oof. But the kids Chuck will have next year will look up to Doug, but he won't look down on them. He's the good humor man in practice. He'll be cracking jokes while everyone's catching their breath, and he does an imitation of a frog that really breaks everybody up.
Oh, when he swims? Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Or maybe when he swims, but I don't know if he... I was thinking maybe he ribbits loud, like he does maybe he sings the Rainbow Song, and I'm not sure. Maybe he ribbits. I'm not sure. Things like that make it easier to coach in tough practice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. So he said it was a bad day. Oh, this guy was pissed off that Rick DeMott didn't get his chance.
Okay.
He said, yeah, okay. He said, I think Doug would still have been third with Rick in the race. He thinks he would have run harder, he said. Yeah. He said, quote, we were swimming against Santa Rita at Davis-Monthan when Doug was a freshman. It was very windy, and Doug was blown right off the starting blocks. How windy is it?
Blown off off that thing that you dive in from?
Yeah. How the fuck do you get blown off of that? That's a strong wind. I guess if you're leaning anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're leaning. They're like...
They really are. Yeah.
They have like 1 ounce of weight back.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
they're waiting
don't
for
fall
that
forward.
waiting for that little whistle or that burn.
I guess that makes sense. Some of the people who were watching began laughing. They were wondering what this skinny kid was doing there and if he could finish the race. I'll tell you, he's a real credit to the school. I'm proud to be associated with him. Yeah. His parents called it a hectic and wonderful summer. Now here it says his dad's name is Mervyn, but it's not Mervyn, so I don't know what's going on.
Maybe that's mom's name?
It says Northway, Doug's father, Mervyn, but I know his name. I'm confused.
It was Howard, wasn't it?
Yeah, they might have fucked it up in the paper. Yeah. Doug knows exactly what he can do, or maybe that's what his nickname is, too.
Maybe his dad was shopping at Mervyn's.
Maybe, yes. We ran into his dad at Mervyn's, and he said this. Before the race, Bob tells him what he expects. Doug has great confidence in Bob and himself. The greatest thing was Chicago, where the Olympic trials were held. Bob told us the trials are tougher than the Olympics. When Doug qualified, all he got for it was an award with a strip of cardboard. It said, "You are a member of the U.S. Olympic team," written with a marking pen. The ink was running a little. It had gotten water on it. But I know that scrap of cardboard means as much to him as any medal.
Okay.
Oh, man. So here's from the paper, September 11th, 72. Northway extends European vacation. It sounds like he's just coming back to be a regular old high school student who has European vacations during the school year. That's normal. Jesus Christ. I guess he is going to stay. His coach said he called me from Munich about 5:45 yesterday. He said he'd be visiting Greece with some other members of the swim team. I don't know what it's for or who's paying for it. It doesn't have anything to do with the Olympics.
Why does it matter to go there to train?
I don't know what the difference is. I'm not sure. His dad said,
lighter?
Yeah, it's less salty over there.
More buoyant. Yeah.
More buoyant. Yeah, more salty. Yeah. This is his dad. I called Harry Johnson, Harry Johnson is his name, the assistant principal at Saguaro, and he told me about it, and I told him about it, and he said it was okay. It means Doug will have to double up on his schoolwork, but he's a good student. Yeah, Doug was in good spirits. He didn't seem homesick. I told him to call me from New York when he got there so I'd know when to go pick him up. Yeah. Jesus Christ. So Northway's father also learned that the Northway's coach there would be in Tucson. Oh, okay, because he's going to be with him. All right, that doesn't matter. September 22nd, 1972, he comes home, and in the newspaper, Northway receives a hero's welcome from the Arizona Daily Star. Yep, and a crowd of 200 people met him at the plane.
Is that right?
And at the Tucson International Airport. High school cheerleaders, a 15-piece band, and 200 people.
And 200 people.
Yeah. It's like in the program when Omar Epps goes and visits the...
yeah, when he gets off the plane.
Yeah. There's cheerleaders and...
Pussy and music.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Northway said, "It was amazing. I wasn't expecting it. I would rather just kind of come home without such a large crowd." Well, quit bitching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Northway said, "I was happy. It was the same thing as any other swimming meet, but only built up more. It's the Olympics. Come on."
Right.
He said, "There was a spirit of brotherhood there, but I could also feel a bit of the politics." It's the Olympics. Again, it's every country in the fucking world. What do you want? The Tucson mayor, Lewis Murray, signed a proclamation according to the school district communications director, making Tuesday Doug Northway Day.
Hey!
Look at that. Oh, my God. He's going to send him a copper letter. That
Arizona loves copper.
They love copper. And they also honor him as an outstanding citizen of Tucson.
Oh.
There you go. He's going to do that. He said, his father said he looks a little taller now, and his hair looks a little longer. Used to be about a half-inch long. Okay. Well, it's 72. He's trying to grow it out. He's trying to, look a little looser here.
He's been away for a minute. I mean, I shave my head, and it's back in a week.
It comes back quick. Yeah. You shave your face constantly, here it comes. He talks about Rick being shafted. He calls it shafted, is what Doug said. He got the shaft, man. He said, "After the race, we went back into the room, and I looked like we'd been killed. People asked us what was wrong. We were shocked he'd been disqualified." So he said, even with our medals, we were upset that he was disqualified. So 74, he graduates from high school and attends the University of Washington. Okay. And he'll also end up at U of A, I believe, here. So he had a 4-year career in I didn't know this was a profession at any time in the world.
Yeah.
Professional marathon swimming. Who the fuck is watching people swim a marathon?
26.2?
A
whole marathon.
Yeah, it says where he raced all over the world in events that were up to 26 miles.
Jesus Christ.
Who is watching people swim that long?
Yeah, and
how's
who's
that
doing
professional?
that?
Yeah, someone has to pay money to see that to make it professional.
Right.
So,
and how do you watch 26 miles of swimming? That's got to be back and forth in a pool, or just
back and forth 700 times. I don't have any idea.
Sit out there and watch them swim the fucking Hoover.
Yeah, just English Channel back and forth. What are we doing? It's insane. So April 25th, 1975, Northway is to swim for U of A. He's coming home.
Okay.
He's decided to drop out of the University of Washington and enroll in the U of A, University of Arizona here.
Yeah.
So they're all very excited. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Washington cut back their minor sports programs, which included swimming. So
a minor sports program is swimming.
Minor.
Wow.
Even though they had a guy who was an Olympic person, there's still no draw to watching people swim long distances. So
the guy got a podium finish.
He said he was disappointed, and now he's going to move back to Tucson and go to U of A. So he's making a crime and sports mistake right away. He's going home.
Right back home.
Right back home.
Not even 25.
Already breaking rules. He said there's still some hope that Washington will bring the program back, but he said he's not going to take any chances, and he's going there. He's glad to be returning to Tucson because he's going to reunite with his swim coach, and everything's going to be great. So he is going to compete in the Pan American Games in Mexico City in 1975. He, by the way, never won an AAU title.
What does that mean?
College stuff. He never won one of those. But he wins the gold at the 400-meter freestyle at the 75 Pan American Games in Mexico City.
Great.
So, he broke a record, too. He said, quote, "It's so much better than silver or bronze."
Yeah.
It's
the first one.
That I don't. Yes, obvious.
That's why they give those to people that you beat.
Go back to saying it was cool. Let's just go back there because you're an idiot. So those were the words of the jubilant Doug Northway after he captured the gold medal in the 400-meter freestyle. Northway is Tucson's premier swimmer, they say here.
Oh.
Yeah, premier swimmer, which is, I didn't know there was a swimming scene to be the premier of, but apparently there is. They said it's been some kind of a summer for him, and he said he's in the midst of a comeback now, even though he's 20. He says he's one of the old men of the U.S. swimming scene.
Can't even drink beer.
All washed up. All washed up at 20 here. So he said this is a major accomplishment for him. It's very excited. He said it felt really easy, believe me. Really easy? Wow. He said, I just cruised. I was watching Hackett all the way, pacing off of him. I probably could have gone faster, but I just wanted to win. Everybody's like, I could have done better. Could have done better, but no. He said, quote, every race, it's ... then the Star Spangled Banner. I can hear it right now in the background. The Mexicans don't know what to do. They cheer so hard for Mexico, but it's all Star Spangled Banner. It sure sounds good.
I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know what he's saying. Sounds like, he's holding up a medal going, Mexicans swim like shit, bitches. Yeah. This ain't the Rio Grande River, motherfucker. That's right. Scoreboard.
You can't swim when there's no current helping you. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Can't swim when you don't have 8 of your children hanging off you, fucking kicking for their little lives, do you? Ha yeah. I'm better now. Just making horrible. He's like, yeah, I'm from Tucson. I'm a dick.
Star Spangled Banner, bitch.
Yeah. What's up? Scoreboard. Oh, say can you see, not Jose can you see. Get it, motherfucker? No, Jimmie's going to be coughing now.
Home of the brave, not home of the brown.
That's
Suck
right.
it.
You get it? Yeah. Woo, he's making the crotch chop from fucking Degeneration X, and they're like, it's 1975. Right in his face. Yeah, what's up, Pablo? And he's fucking... November 29th, 1975, He captures 3 swim events here to dominate the Tucson Conquistadors senior swim meet yesterday at the McHale Memorial Center pool.
Oh, that's a nice place.
I guess. But I guess this is what you do after your Olympic career is over. You do swimming exhibitions. Yeah. In 76 here, Northway wins in Los Angeles. He won the 200-meter freestyle. He's going down in times here. With a qualifying time, blah, blah, blah. He finished second in the 200-meter butterfly in a time which qualifies him for nationals. April 7th, 1976 here. He, I guess he's winning again. Yeah. Winning, he said that, quote, I got out front, and once I knew I was there, I made sure no one got up on me.
Yeah.
Got up on me. That's a weird way of putting it. Get up off me, bitch. June 12th, 1976, he wants to be in the Olympics again here. He said, as soon as the last Olympics were over, I made up my mind to come to these ones in Montreal. Wanted to be there. So he thought to be washed up. Northway, in the space of 9 months, became Pan American Games champ in the 400-meter free, U.S. national champ in the same event, and now holds the fastest 400 time in the world this year.
Wow.
So that's wild. From 17, being this bright, shining star, and all this, and then 20, it's like, well, you're done. We don't need you anymore. Washed up. Swimming's tough, man. It's a 3-year window, it seems like, of...
Well, I don't know. It might be because Phelps only swam a few times, right?
I think it's you really got to be young. I don't know what it is.
And it's every 4 years, so dude.
Yeah.
If you don't get it in those first 2 that you're in your prime, it's fucking
now.
over for you. Yeah.
You're 30 now. It's over.
You're not kidding.
That's a tough one. What a tough way to live. Imagine if comedy was like that.
Oh, God. I started when I was 30. I'd have been fucked.
Well, you could be just ahead in comedy, and you can still draw if you can be funny. So he said, the 400 is my A1 race at the trials, and the 200 is next. And the 1,500, I might be able to sneak in. He's trying here. He wants to, I guess, go to the Olympics again, which, I mean, why not? So they say Northway finds AIDS in record.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's got AIDS? He found it on his medical records? What's going on here? He said he will have to content himself with a share of the world record and a personal best as a result of his efforts at the Montreal Olympics because he won't be coming home with a medal. Oh. So, didn't get a medal here. He said his time was fine, a personal best by a second, but it was the relay thing, so it's not up to you. This is...
When you got other people, and that relay is all 4 different types of strokes. So you've got one guy swimming breast, all that, and then you got the anchor swimming free. And if one guy is slower than everybody else in the pool, your whole team sucks.
Yeah, that's everybody's got to be perfect. That's pretty impressive when they are too. When you see, like clockwork here. Yep. So they said, here's from an SI article, Sports Illustrated, August 2nd, 1976. Having made the U.S. Olympic team as no more than an alternate on the 800-meter freestyle relay, University of Arizona junior Doug Northway arrived in Montreal in a subdued mood. He says, quote, it means I only get to swim in a preliminary heat. Big deal. Okay. Big deal. No sooner did the 8-day Olympic swim program get into full swing, however, than Northway was exulting. Quote, aren't we doing great? He exclaimed to anyone who would listen. It's an honor just to be on this team. Oh. What improved Northway's mood was the same horde of gold medals and world records by U.S. men that was uplifting the spirits of the huge contingent of American fans, nearly all of them relatives, it appeared, in the modernistic 9,200 capacity some fucking stadium. Yeah. Whenever they dropped in, they could count on seeing one or another jaunty countryman, and often clusters of them, slamming into the last wall ahead of the competition. If you're swimming freestyle, you have no idea who's in the crowd.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
You can't see shit. Your face is in the water. I gotta assume you have to focus.
You come out of the water every 3 or 4 strokes for breath. That's it.
That's it, yeah. By the time the last abridged Star-Spangled Banner wafted through the arena on Sunday night, the U.S. men had amassed some startling statistics. 12 of 13 golds and, astonishingly, 25 of 33 individual medals.
Wow.
In 4 events, they went 1, 2, 3. In 5 others, they were 1 and 2. Jesus Christ, not too shabby at all. Northway did not receive a medal, though, as we know. He said, though, this was less stressful. He said, quote, I was much more mature. It wasn't as nerve-wracking, and all I was doing was the 800 free relay. I had a good team, and we knew it, and I just wanted to do a good job. All right, Doug. So February 4th, 1979, he's still in college, I guess, here.
Really?
Yeah, which is, I guess, 75. ASU beat them up in swimming, and he's very upset about it.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
May 1st, 1981, Doug Northway pools his assets for bigger splash is the headline in the newspaper. Yeah. They said, so most people have a hard time walking 18 miles. Not many can run 18 miles. Hardly any can swim 18 miles. Yeah. We get it. Swimming is hard.
It's very difficult to do it, I guess.
It's hard, yeah. They said, but that's what Doug Northway intends to do this summer. He intends to jump into a lake, a river, or an ocean. It depends on where in the world he is, as swim marathon races some 18 miles in length. Jesus Christ. He will compete in the Luxor Swim Marathon in Luxor, Egypt.
He's going to Egypt to swim?
Egypt to swim. Who is paying for this?
I don't know.
5 days later, he'll swim in the International Nile Swim Marathon in Cairo. He's swimming the Nile, for Christ's sake.
That's crazy.
What the fuck? Although this race has been pared into a mere 12-mile splash. Later this summer, he plans to compete in several Canadian marathons and one in Atlantic City, New Jersey. He's not doing it for the delight of self-torture, nor to accomplish something few others have. He's doing it for the money. Yes, believe it or not, there's money to be made in swimming.
How much?
Wow. He says, quote, I figure I could make between 12 and 20,000 this year, Northway says confidently.
This year.
Professional swimming, few people know it exists. This is the article goes on. Northway is a member of the Professional Swimming Federation, the PSF, which sanctions long-distance races. I'm a member of the federation, but I won't be considered professional until I win some money. Okay. Yeah, so he's training. Training, he says, as much as 10 miles a day he's swimming. Okay. That's a lot, Jesus Christ. He said, my training's in flux right now. I had been training in sprints. So he's fucking ready to go, though. He can't wait. He said he wants to be a professional swimmer. He said, this is something I've wanted for a long time. I'll gain valuable experience. It will be intense training. I don't know if I'll win, but when I want something, I come after it.
Yeah, I believe it.
And he said, with that money in front of me, I can only get hotter and hotter.
Yeah.
All that big money out there. The Nile race is the 9th annual, so I'm sure people will come out. Oh, who wouldn't want to watch that? And down in Rio de Janeiro, tens of thousands of people line up to watch the race. Why?
Tens of thousands?
Are there dangerous animals in the water with them, maybe? And a couple of them will be taken down by a gator? Is that what happened?
I hope so.
It's all I can imagine. Big giant snakes. Yeah, the ones that just like unhinge their jaw and just swallow a whole
suck
swimmer.
Babies in? Yeah.
Or adult swimmers.
Right.
5'10".
I'll watch that.
Olympic medalists. They spit the medal out when they're done. He said, I want to be the world champion distance swimmer. Great. That's wonderful. July 19th, 1982, he's second. He comes in second in the Around the Island swim in Atlantic City, New Jersey, covering 22 and a half miles in 10 hours and 10 minutes.
10 hours in the water.
Imagine swimming for 10 hours.
Wow.
Holy shit. He collapsed after the race and had to be pulled from the water, but was revived afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a different guy. That's a guy, Paul Asmuth, which looks like ass mouth. That's not great.
Or also asthma. How do you collapse in the water? That's just
that's called drowning, I believe.
Right. That's what that's called. Yeah.
It's called fucking sinking to the bottom.
Yeah.
And so Doug, all jacked up, he came in second. He's doing great. Maybe he's headed down to the ad, which is right below this in the newspaper, in the Tucson Citizen, headed to the grand opening of the greatest show, the greatest go-go show in Phoenix has come to Tucson. Bourbon Street Circus has come here.
Get out of here.
Oh, yeah. Couples welcome, proper dress attired. Couples welcome. Yeah, that's where they want to go. Fucking Bourbon Street.
Come have your wife learn how to shake her titties at you.
Bring your wife. She'll love it. She'll just
hilarious.
Wow.
As I wonder if this is the same group that opened the club on Thomas.
It says the greatest go-go show in Phoenix has come to Tucson.
It's got to be the one.
It's there. They just expanded.
And there's just a satellite show.
Picture of this 80s chick. It's like a headshot. It's not even like it's just this 80s chick like, I'll show you my tits.
They all look the same.
Yeah, same thing. So October 19th, 1982, he's swimming in Egypt. He wins 5 races in Egypt.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about the Southern Hemisphere he's doing. Well, not quite. Yeah, it's Southern by there. So he said that an Olympic bronze medal winner swam the distance in 3 hours and 17 kilometers in 3 hours and 49 minutes.
17 kilometers.
Yep. Second was Arizona State star Paul Asmuth.
So he was coming for him.
He was right there. 1983, he's got a girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
You notice this is the first we've heard of any relationships or anything like that.
He's just been focusing on swimming.
Asmuth. And other things, as we'll find out. But he has a girlfriend named Christine Cossette by 1983. They said another Canadian, Christine Cossette, who won the women's titles here, apparently she's a swimmer too, with a 5th overall finish in 1981 and 10th overall in 1980, will be returning after a year's layoff and will provide Muir with a very tough challenge. Christine was also scheduled to swim last year, but pulled out at the last moment to train her boyfriend, Doug Northway, the Arizonan, who will be competing this year. So, 1984, he still loves distance swimming, even though he's almost 30.
Yeah.
He said that he trained as best he could in the desert pools of Arizona and entered the World Professional Marathon Swimming Federation circuit, the WPMSF.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
WPMSF?
WPMSF.
Yeah.
World Professional Marathon Swimming Federation. They said in 1984, he won a 32-kilometer international race in 7 hours and 37 minutes. Jesus. And a second one in Quebec as well. And he won a 24-mile Cabo San Lucas professional race.
Jesus
at the tip of Baja.
Christ.
Okay. So by 93, obviously, now he's pushing 40. So no one's swimming the same distance they were when they were 18, when they're 40.
20 miles. You're certainly questioning yourself.
30's pushing it. 40's like, okay, come on, Grandpa, let's go over here. You're going
to hurt yourself.
This is swimming. This isn't like, it's like an NFL running back at that point. Like, come on, no. Your knees are creaky. We don't want to send you through that line. You're not doing that. So June 27th, 1993, Arizona Daily Star, there is an article here where it says 2 former Olympians are coaching summer league teams this summer. Christy Amon Layton, who was last summer won 2 golds and a silver at the Barcelona Olympics, is coaching the 49ers team, and Doug Northway, who swam for Saguaro High School and won a bronze medal in 1972, is coaching the team at Ventana Canyon.
Okay.
They said they both have Division I swimmers as assistants, and they name who those are, which no one will ever hear of those. They said the coaching has improved considerably around the league as several experienced high school coaches have taken summer jobs to complement the talents of some of the other people here. So the kids are getting Olympians here, and the last line of this article is, quote, "The kids are learning a lot."
I'm sure.
Okay. So he's got a wife named Linda by now.
Yeah.
Wife named Linda has 3 children, Jesse, Matthew, Melanie. So by now he's kind of teaching. He's got a wife. He's got 3 children. He's big into church. He's doing all that stuff by June of 1996. He lives in Tucson with his wife and 3 kids. He's got a 10-year-old, 7-year-old, and 5-year-old.
Okay.
I mean, just looking like the all-American family. He's pursuing his master's at U of A in bilingual special education, which is very specific, but a cool thing. He coaches swim meets at Ventana Canyon, is a licensed minister and an associate pastor at a church in Green Valley, and teaches Spanish to elementary students at Grace Christian School. Okay. Here's a picture of him in the paper. Would you like to see it? Here, let me turn the monitor. You don't have to move too much.
Is he missing hair?
No.
Oh, look at that. He looks like fucking Gilligan.
Yeah, he looks like Gilligan. He's in the pool wearing a shirt. Smiling, big
want to
smile.
show anybody his tits.
Shit-eating grin with, it has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
19 kids?
Has to be, high teens amount of kids. But the kids are like 8. They're not in their teens. 8 and 9, Ex-Olympian Doug Northway coaches 8 and 9-year-old swimmers at Ventana Canyon. They're hanging off his neck. There's a little girl like up on his shoulder, like smiling. They all look
There's one
real.
behind him, like in a chokehold, like if you're naked and smiling. Yeah,
like when you take your little kid and you swim with them across the pool and you swim fast with them, and you're like, oh,
hold
shit,
my neck, fucker.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Except they're just real smiley people here. So they said he skillfully divides his time between his studies. He has a 4.0 grade point average.
Yeah,
coaching kids, teaching kids, his family, and his faith.
You bet. Yeah.
Yep. He said his present goal is to finish his master's, but he would enjoy moving to the collegiate level in coaching or working full-time in the ministry. Either way, 3 career paths. He's got the world is his oyster.
It's tough, man. But you got to keep going.
Gotta keep going. When it comes to motivating kids, he's careful to impart the lessons he learned from former U of A coach who had a great impact on him. He said, he had the vision for where I was going. I accepted what he said and pretty much did what he asked, but he had to work hard with me. As a coach, he said, it's teaching swimmers to focus on the business at hand that's key to success. You have to focus on what your business is, not on glory. Glory is so nebulous, so ethereal. It's not concrete. You have to take care of business because knowing it's your race strategy, knowing your strengths, knowing what you can do, that's going to create a winning scenario for you in real intense levels. Okay, here's another picture I'd like to show you. Here we go. Doug Northway uses his kickboard to help a young swimmer when it comes to motivating kids. He draws the lessons from where he learned at College Coach.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a little girl's on a little thing here. Was that a kickboard? Teaching her to swim.
Yeah.
He has got what looks like an iron grip on her wrist.
Yeah.
And he's staring down at her and kind of smiling and with pride, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
But iron grip on that wrist, and she's
smiling. That's a interesting. I don't know why he's holding her like that when it's a foam board. It sits upright. I don't know if he's guiding her around.
And he's right next to her. It's not like she's going to drown. He can just reach in and pull her right out. He's standing there in the pool next to her. He's wearing like a polo shirt in the pool, which I find not weird. Shirt's fine. How about a T-shirt? This guy's got a collared golf shirt on.
My kid's swim coach used to do that, but he was a 550, 600-pound man. That when he was in the water, he just felt better because he had no pressure on his knees at that point.
Yeah, he was saving himself. Yeah, he was saving himself knee pressure and saving the kids a lot of
probably
questions.
Terrible things to look at.
Yeah. So there he is there. July 25th, 1996. We're talking about him here. He's 41. He's coaching everything. There's a big, Arizona Daily Star has a big profile on him.
Okay.
Yeah, and he says that, he's talking about the Olympics still. He's 41, but people are interested in that. Coming out for the race, you're just nerve-wracked. You have dry mouth. You're scared to death and huge butterflies. When they call you out to the blocks, when you're standing back there, you're naked. You're just so exposed to the world at the Olympics. What? It was a huge feeling. And then getting up on the blocks, just waiting, you're thinking, oh, please just start this stupid thing. Wow.
I hope you're never naked.
All excited here. June 7th, 1997.
Yeah.
This is the Tucson Citizen. Headline, quote, Olympian pleads guilty to attempted molesting.
Oh, no.
Do you see those pictures?
Yeah.
Those are not nice pictures.
Those are not good at all. Yeah.
No. The way those kids were all hanging on him in a fucking pool.
One attempted molesting?
Well, we'll talk about it here.
Oh, boy.
He has pleaded guilty to attempting to molest a 9-year-old Tucson girl.
How could you ever?
9. The kids that age, the ones he was teaching with the holding their hand all too tight and all that shit.
How could you ever?
That is fucking hideous. And he has access to
way too many.
To them, but he also teaches older kids. So he could have gone there and he said, no. I like 9-year-olds.
9 solid. Yeah.
Wow. He was charged in January with 2 counts of child molesting for allegedly molesting the girl in the summer because this is a plea to attempted. So that means the charge was actual molesting. The summer of 1995, when they were doing those articles on him.
Wow.
That's when that happened. That's, look, all those pictures were being taken.
Yeah.
One of those kids he was molesting. One of these fucking poor kids was like, oh, this is great. Yeah, well, he's fucking, oh, my God. Those charges were dropped after he pled guilty to attempting to molest the girl.
Mm-hmm.
He faces 5 to 15 years in prison, but the judge could also give him probation. What?
Why?
What?
I can't believe we treated child molestation so fucking casually before.
This was 25 years ago, too.
Yeah,
it feels
it's so cavalier.
It's weird. That happens.
Or they could give him probation.
Yeah, Northway, who's not in custody, I guess out on bail, is no longer working as a swim coach at Ventana Canyon Golf and Racket Club. That's good. Bob Davis, who coached him in swimming at U of A, said he believes Northway felt devastated when he talked to him months ago about the alleged molestation charges. He
should.
Well, there's other people devastated too. Davis said he talks with Northway maybe every 6 months of the year. He said, quote, I just don't believe anything like that could happen. I just don't believe he could do that.
But it did.
I just don't see how he could have been capable of that. I couldn't think of a bigger waste if he did any of this.
What are you talking about? He pled.
He pled.
They had fucking evidence he did it.
And they said, well, why'd he plead guilty? And he said, I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
But because he did it.
He pled guilty in the court records to, quote, attempting to touch the girl's genitals.
Jesus.
It's a fucking 9-year-old.
Yikes.
This guy makes Chad Curtis look like a fucking, look like a bow coming up to these kids. What the fuck is happening? Wow. He couldn't be reached for comment. A man answering Northway's phone who would not identify himself referred questions to the attorney. Now, his attorney said that he would not comment on the case until after Northway is sentenced, which is probably smart.
Yeah.
If Northway is handed probation, he could be ordered to spend a year in the Pima County Jail as part of his probation. If sent to prison, he would have to serve 85% of his time. And he will have to register as a sex offender as well.
Fuck yeah, yeah.
He will have to participate in a sex offender treatment program if given probation. They said that Northway was charged after the investigation. The victim's parents contacted authorities. Oh, my God. Court records said that the investigator here did not say how Northway met or knew the girl, nor where the alleged molestation occurred.
Probably in the pool.
If that's where he's got access. If you have access to all these 9-year-olds, you're not going to go out and find a 9-year-old on the side, I don't think.
In a swimsuit, and I mean, she's almost naked already.
Dude, can you imagine being the parents, not of her even, of other kids who weren't molested but were around him, and you'd be like, I left you with a child molester. I am so fucking, I'd feel terrible about that.
Yeah.
You're sure
like an
nothing
enormous
happened.
piece of shit. You're positive?
You're positive.
You
Seriously.
swear.
Like, you didn't
You can tell me.
Did you go under for a minute, kind of black out, come to? What was going on?
Nothing. Never had any pain or anything down there?
Nothing like that.
General
Okay.
area?
Yeah, nothing. You felt good after swimming. After swimming. You
Everything's
never
fine.
felt weird? Never felt,
Never felt real
violated?
icky? Yeah.
Icky? Yeah, no? Okay, good. That's good. I'd feel horrible. I'd feel so bad. So the girl, now 11, said, quote, apparently has been involved in some counseling. This is the lawyer here. He said the girl's family is devastated that their child was subjected to this kind of horrible molestation.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is the prosecutor. The family is suffering through what we refer to as the dynamics of sexual abuse.
Yikes.
He said his representatives of the victim were in accord with the plea agreement and added it keeps the girl from having to go through the trauma of a trial. That's what they were trying to avoid, is having some poor fucking 10-year-old have to go testify to stuff that's going to make her very uncomfortable, obviously.
Yeah.
Holy shit. They said, quote, this is the prosecutor, we feel the public, under the circumstances, will be protected. All right. They said they'll get a pre-sentence report before deciding what kind of sentence to ask the judge to impose. The attorney said he would suspect that the girl's family wants Northway to be sent to prison for as long as the judge could send him. But his coach, his former coach, Davis, his hair is just a silver mane at this point. Yeah. How silver-haired fucking middle-aged white man can you get to fucking be like, no, it's fine? He said that... Wow. He said it would be terrible if Northway were sent to prison.
Is that right?
Yep. He said he's somebody you'd rather have out on the streets than in jail. You'd rather have him in the community. That's his quote.
What?
You'd rather have him in the community around a bunch of 9-year-olds. You know,
where they're in the desert, where there's lots of pools,
tons of them. You know where there aren't any 9-year-olds?
In a prison.
There's 0 9-year-olds there.
Yeah.
At all. So like
not even allowed to really, I don't think they swim much either.
Not a lot of swimming. No. I mean, there's a pool, but it's pretty dirty.
A shower.
The chlorine levels are never right. The pH is off. None of the guys like it too much.
A lot of jizz, some blood.
Can you imagine if there was a pool, just drownings every day?
Oh, Jesus.
So I'll repeat that. He's somebody you'd rather have on the streets than in jail. You'd rather have him in the community. They're saying, he said Northway, quote, is very active in his church and always trying to help people. Stop.
Dude, no.
Stop helping anybody. Stop helping people. Yeah. Back it up. Quote, he's an Olympic athlete, but he never acted like that. He was always so down to earth about everything. Yeah, makes it easier to diddle people when you're down to earth.
Yeah.
Wow. He described Northway as helping, caring, and hardworking, and also a man who is God-fearing. Well, I'd rather he feared that 9-year-old's fucking parents than God, honestly, at this point, because apparently that's, for him, seems to be more
indeed
important. This is fucking ridiculous. So the coach also said that Northway was often around children because he coached them in swimming, but added he's never had any reason to suspect Northway would be capable of child molestation.
Not even once, huh?
Wow. I have one, and that's that he pled guilty in court to it. Other than that, I don't know. Who knows what people do?
That's enough for me.
Oh, my God. Chrissy Amon, who is the Olympic gold medalist who has been, I guess, helping him coach or coaching against him, said she met Northway through the Olympics, and she said, quote, "He was a great coach and a great family man. I think it's a shame something like this happened." Wow. It didn't happen. He did it.
Is she... What parts that she upset that happened? The sentence or the molestation?
That's what I mean. It's a shame something like this happened. That's really hedging it. That's not saying I'm fucking grossed out that he did this. That's what you should say.
I'm horrified that there is a victim of this.
It's a shame that a 9-year-old had to go through that. That really sucks. That would be a good thing to say. She said, "No, he's a great coach and a family man. It's just a shame that all this is happening.
It's a shame his life is ruined over this."
She said he's been coaching for a long time, and a lot of kids have chosen to swim with him when they had other options. So I think it says a lot for him. No. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. For the most part, child molesters aren't sneering, drooling fucking maniacs who hide behind bushes and scare the shit out of your kids.
Yeah, they're guys that can bait children to come spend time with them.
They're guys who can shapeshift into a real...
They look fun.
Yeah, they look trustworthy. They look like a good dad that's going to, let's go out for ice cream. Hey, I'll show you how to fucking freestyle,
Not
whatever.
so fun. Yeah.
Not so fun. His version of freestyle is much different with the kids in a pool than it should be. So she said she doesn't believe Northway's case will have an effect in the world of swimming. It fucking should.
It should have sprawling other things should be investigated because of it.
Exactly. Let's make sure. She said there's 2,000 swimmers in Tucson when you add up the clubs, high school teams, and college teams. We're a drug-free program. I don't give a fuck about... I hate when people do that. That's like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis fucking writing that letter. Half of that letter about Danny Masterson was about he hated drugs and told us all not to do drugs. Who gives a fuck? I'd rather have someone do drugs and not rape people. Wouldn't you? Yeah. I'd rather he say, do tons of drugs, man, but don't rape people.
Try these mushrooms, guys, because
fuck
rape
me.
is bad.
We're unbelievable. We're a drug-free program. You just said it right there. Drugs don't have anything to do with child molestation.
You're talking about an environment that is welcoming to children.
Yeah. Well, people will say like, oh, well, they're drug-free, so that means they're not child molesters. No, that means they are, but that means they could be because they're not trying to hide in plain sight. They're telling you they are.
Drug and alcohol-free around here. Yeah, because so are the Teletubbies, and that's what brings children in.
Yes, all this happy shit. Right. You never hear about swimmers getting in trouble with the law for the most part. I just think it's too bad that this would happen to anybody.
Huh.
She's talking about him, not the kid.
Yeah.
She's saying, I think it's too bad this would happen to him, I believe.
Too bad his life is going to be affected for this.
Yep. She never mentions the victim, never mentions the kids.
There's a baby.
Nothing. Yeah. Any of that shit. You suck, fucking
There's a baby that's 11 now, so for 2 years she's been suffering. You fucking jerk.
Yeah. But nope, it's a shame. It was too bad this would happen to anybody. June 21st, 1997 here.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. He said, this is at sentencing, quote, and I love how they quote him as Northway, a licensed minister. He said this to the victim in court.
Yeah.
I cannot express in words how sorry I am. There's not a day that goes by that I don't feel for you. I pray for you and will continue to pray for you. My God, if I was her fucking father, the bailiffs would have to tackle me as I fucking...
Pray for yourself.
Rip his ears off and choke him with them as I shove them down his throat.
I guess that means he's praying for her or him to heal.
But don't you pray
better,
for me?
Don't tell me that. That's useless.
Do you ever think of my fucking daughter again? I will rip your skull off of your fucking body and spike it on the ground like a touchdown football. You
shouldn't be allowed to. You shouldn't be allowed to be sitting around fantasizing and thinking of my daughter being in good spirits or my son, whichever you touched.
None of it. Wow. Yeah, he pleads guilty, like we said. We found out now, the girl was his neighbor.
Oh, shit.
His fucking neighbor. Oh, yeah, no, he's a coach and an Olympian and a minister.
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, you can hang out with him. That's
literally
fine.
The guy down the block that has the Olympic medal.
I'm disgusted right now here. Well, they give him, you, sir,
may
fuck off 4 months in jail.
Get out of here.
4 months in jail and 4 months. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. 4 months in addition to the jail time, 4 months of house arrest afterwards, and lifetime probation.
Okay, so 8 months and lifetime?
8 months and lifetime. Yeah. The judge also ordered the former swim coach to have no contact with children. That's good. Yeah. And until he completes counseling, no unsupervised contact with his own 3 children even.
Oh.
Can't even see them till you go to counseling. He will have to register as a sex offender and may have to pay up to $10,000 in restitution to the girls' families as well.
Not bad.
The judge sealed the pre-sentence report, keeping secret information about Northway's family history and his statements about the offense. I'd love to know what the fuck that is.
Yikes.
Whoa. He's pursuing his master's degree. They're saying Northway, his voice cracking, told the judge yesterday that he succumbed to, quote, this is disgusting.
Oh, God, Jesus.
A moment of weakness.
Ew.
That means to me, that says that
he's thought about it so much.
So much
that just that one moment, yes, I succumb.
A moment of weakness. So
and
he's like, I keep it at bay.
Yeah.
I keep it at bay.
Don't use the word succumb when you're talking about fucking children or
never have the letters
children.
CUM next to each other.
Yeah, when
in
you're
a row.
Discussing,
succumb to a moment of weakness.
Disgusting.
Ugh, I am disgusted by moment of weakness. That means I kept the fires just when I need them. I stuck my fucking fingers in the dam here all over the place, and then
yikes!
Holy shit!
For one moment.
One moment of weakness. The mother of the victim, she got to speak as well here.
Yeah.
She said that the swimmer had fooled people into thinking he was a, quote, perfect all-American guy.
Yeah?
Yep. She said it hurts so much because she's so young, meaning her daughter. The victim's family and Northway's family had been close friends up until the night that the girl curled up on her mother's lap and told her about the molestation, the mother said. She said she had to do this in court. The mother reported Northway to authorities. Good, immediately, because they're, normal people. The mother and Deputy County Attorney Howard Fell asked the judge to sentence Northway to a year in jail and intensive counseling. Right. The Northway's attorney argued that that Northway was genuinely remorseful and just should receive probation. Gross. He said he's sorry, Yeah. Doug has indicated time and time again how horribly he feels about what he did to the girl. That's what the lawyer says. I would hope he would say that out loud. It was an isolated, aberrant act. Bullshit.
What?
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit.
Yeah.
If you're attracted to adults, you never look at a kid and for 1 second and go, you know what? That's looking good, right? Never. It just doesn't happen because your brain doesn't go there. It just doesn't. Right. It's not attractive to you because you want to fuck an adult who wants to fuck you back like an adult.
Right.
Yeah. This is
that he's either been fighting this for a long time, or perhaps he was molested as a child.
That's what I mean. They sealed the pre-sentence report that said had family history in it. So that could just mean. In pre-sentencing reports, they do like your life of story. Mm-hmm, so it could just mean regular stuff about his family, or it could mean what happened to him as a kid.
Right.
But if he's a swimmer,
he thought it was okay. Yeah.
And was in swimming.
Yeah.
It's highly possible that he got diddled back in the 60s and the 50s.
Sure,
Who knows what the fuck these coaches were doing?
I don't know what they wore back then. I imagine
hardly
very
anything.
Small clothing. Yeah.
Well, when they would swim meets against each other, like intramural meets on the team, it was shirts versus skins. So it was it was shorts versus balls is what they called it though. So
it's thongs or nuts.
Nuts. That's all it was. So, isolated aberrant act. This is not likely to happen again and hasn't happened in the past. So, in his entire life.
Likely.
Not likely.
Ew.
And he never, ever did it before. This little girl just drove him to the brink of insanity. Since the molestation allegations became public, he's lost not only his standing in the community, but also his wife and 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl, who moved to New Zealand.
They left the country.
Yeah, they fucking left the day. They're over the international date line. They're like, we're going to tomorrow. We can't even deal with this shit.
Opposite seasons. When he's celebrating, when it's hot for him, it'll be cold for us. That's how
when
far
it's Tuesday
away from
for him, it's Wednesday for us. We don't want any part of this motherfucker. That's wild.
We are going to get out of the day he's in.
Holy shit.
We
Or
want
the
out
other
of
way
the
around.
calendar square.
Yeah, we're not in the same calendar square. That is fucking amazing. Yeah, the prosecutor said, or his lawyer said, he's thrown away everything he's achieved. Yes. Yeah. The judge said that while Northway may be sorry, his actions cannot be ignored. Despite all the remorse in the world, there's a price to be paid, the judge said.
Right.
About 50 of Doug's family and friends came to the courtroom offering their support.
Holy.
These people, what are they, why? And none of them are his wife and kids. So
really? Yeah, they're a different country.
Wow. In addition, the judge said he received about 50 letters of support of giving Northway probation. Who signs their name to a letter that says, please give this child molester probation?
Please don't put this child molester behind bars.
Unfucking-believable.
And my street address.
Wow, that's remarkable. Social Security number. It's to court. Maybe you have to do that. Friend Michael Scalise said he believed the sentence was fair. The Northway's lawyer said once Northway leaves jail, he has several job prospects. Who wouldn't want to hire a child molester, including working for an airline?
What?
Because no kids ever fly.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Put him in an old folks home. There's no kids there. You know what I mean? Put him in a hospice care. He'll be so disappointed. His dick won't get hard ever. Ever. The opposite of what you like. Here you go.
What the fuck, man?
So, yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. So, right under this article, this article was kind of, curled up in her mother's arms and told her about being molested. All this shit directly connected to this fucking article, not even a space by anything, is an ad that says, quote, are you experiencing...
Oh, boy.
Are you experiencing impotence or sexual dysfunction?
Oh, my God.
If so...
Perhaps it's because you just read an article about child molestation.
Right now, I don't want anything to do with my dick.
Just don't want to fuck kids, man.
No, please. Your dick shouldn't work around these fucking kids. So it said, if so, we can help with new FDA-approved treatment for impotence. So here we go. Call today for a free private consultation. I would hope it's private.
Yeah.
Right out in the parking lot, we'll take a look at your cock. Hope it's not a public consultation. Come on, they're flicking it. They bring in an attractive nurse. Huh? Yeah. No? All right, well, this dick's pretty. It's not moving. Nothing's working. I don't know. So, and also under this is ads for trial studies for drugs for an oral contraceptive and a herpes pill.
Oh, like a dental dam?
No, a pill. Like a
but the
medication.
Oral contraceptive?
Oral is like a pill. Another kind of pill.
A pill that can block all the diseases?
Yeah, this is one for a birth control pill.
Okay.
And one for a herpes pill.
Nice.
Right under this. So,
gross.
Dicks, herpes, this poor kid.
Valtrex, limp dicks, and babies being molested.
Cialis. Perfect.
Jesus.
So, what has he been up to lately since then? You can find him on LinkedIn.
Get out of here.
Doug Northway, owner at Doug Northway. No business listed, just Doug Northway. Says he went to U of A, and it's him. Huh. And, has 150 followers, 149 connections, it says. Jesus. The other thing, net worth-wise, as we know, these are, shaky at best. It says, and it seems like AI wrote this shit, the paragraph above it. Like that, like the ad for our show in that one weekend magazine that said we were a play. Like a play? The fuck? Doug Northway net worth. Doug is one of the richest swimmer from Canada. He's not from Canada.
No.
One of the richest
from Ontario,
swimmer.
California.
Exactly. It seems like such AI shit. Yeah. According to our analysis, Wikipedia, Forbes, and Business Insider, Doug Northway's net worth is $5 million. There's no way a guy who was hoping to make $15,000 on the marathon circuit, unless he went into some investing or some shit like that and somehow figured it out. But
unless the bronze medal of a child molester is worth $5 million,
I can't imagine what the fuck that is. We don't know what he's doing, and I saved these people for the end because I didn't want anyone to be confused that they be the same person, but I really feel bad for Doug Northway.
You poor son of a bitch.
Maintenance controller at Cargo Jet Airways in Ontario, Canada.
Oh, my God.
Yes, so even Ontario, you look it up, it comes up. As far as I know, he's diddled no one, this poor man. Doug Northway, residential faculty, director of accounting and banking and finance at Phoenix College in Buckeye, Arizona, too. So he's in Arizona, Doug Northway. Yeah. Oh, my God, that is not great here. So that's Doug Northway. But what we have here, while we're on the subject of Olympic swimmers, because there's not a lot, swimmers generally don't do anything that bad. Swimmers are usually from like rich families because to be able to put a kid in the pool all the time at that level and do
to
lessons.
Be around bodies of water that were pooled on purpose.
Lessons. There's not a lot of Tanya Harding stories in swimming, really. You know, her mom took her there after a long night of working at the honky tonk, dropped her off in the morning, and
there's not a lot of Tanya Hardings in the sport she was in.
No, very few. That's why she was interesting.
Is her and Bobek. That's about it.
That's it. Anthony James, an English swimmer. Anthony, no H here. He was a former Olympic British swimmer who was a 2-time Commonwealth Games medalist facing multiple sexual abuse charges, including rape. This is from from September 7th, 2023. This just happened. He appeared before a judge where he's charged with a total of 21 offenses, including multiple counts of rape and sexual activity with girls under the age of 16.
Oh, my God.
What the fuck is happening with these fucking swimmers?
They're just going to drop him into the ocean, right, and let him swim home?
Might as well. Fuck him.
Yeah.
The charges reportedly took place between 2012 and 2022. He did this for 10 years,
10
Jimmy.
10 years?
Allegedly. He hasn't gone to trial yet.
Lord.
10 years they're saying he did this for. He recently worked as a student officer with Devon and Cornwall Police in southwest England. He was to be around the kids. The department said he was suspended following his initial arrest and no longer an employee of the force. The charges include 3 counts of rape of a woman 16 years of age or over.
Oh, God.
2 counts of engaging in non-penetrative sexual activity with a female 13 to 15 years. 2 counts of engaging in penetrative sexual activity.
What?
With a female aged 13 to 15.
Good Lord.
2 counts of causing / inciting a female aged 13 to 15 to engage in non-penetrative sexual activity. 3 counts of intentionally encouraging / assisting in the commission of a rape. 2 counts of causing a child aged 13 to 15 to watch / look at an image of sexual activity.
Yeah, showed her porn.
Oh,
Terrific.
my God. What are you fucking doing? Engaging in controlling / coercive behavior, engaging in sexual communication with a child. 3 counts of possession of an indecent photograph / pseudo-photograph of a child. In other words, I think that could be digital.
Porn, man. Yeah.
2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm. This is horrible, obviously.
That's like 20 counts.
That's like 20 counts, and it seems like it is with 3 women over the age of 16 and 2 between 13 and 15.
Over a 10-year period.
This is horrific, obviously.
Good God.
No pleas were entered, and James was granted conditional bail. Wow. He represented Great Britain on home soil at the 2012 Olympic Games in London, placing 32nd in the men's 100 butterfly. How many people are there swimming? I have to know this. How many participate?
Well, there's one from every team, right?
No, because they'd have to. It can't be because that would be. There's like 200 countries, so that would be a lot of pools. I'm looking this up because I have to know how many people in an Olympic 100-meter butterfly event. Have to know. Okay, come on, Internet. Here we go. How many? How many swimmers?
Let's see. Are in an Olympic race.
Olympic butterfly, though. butterfly. What was it? How many meters was it? 100?
Yeah.
100.
At the majority of swimming competitions, there are far more than 10 swimmers in each event. Far more than 10, but that doesn't tell you.
32 has to be. Competitors, 66 from 51 nations.
Wow.
So he is dead in the middle of the pack. Not very good. So
very mediocre.
Yeah, he made his international, at swimming. At molesting kids, he's a gold medalist, apparently.
Fucking killing it.
Allegedly. James made his international debut at the 2009 Short Course Championships in Istanbul, placing 7th in the 100 butterfly, and he followed up by making individual... I don't care about him. He's a fucking asshole. He'll next appear in court to plea for a plea and case management hearing today.
He's pleading today.
As we record this, he's going to court.
He's pleading.
He's going to court. So maybe next week we'll have an update for you on this guy, because I want to know what's going on with this guy, because he seems like a real scumbag. And these swimmers...
What's his name?
Have Anthony James. These swimmers are swingers. These swimmers are swingers, Jimmy. They seem to have access to children.
Yeah.
Olympic athletes always have access to children because they can be around kids and coach them, and parents go, listen to whatever he says, and you'll get far. So that, everybody, is some creepy Olympic swimmers here. One alleged and one confirmed. So holy shit, there you go. If you like that, tell everyone about it. Tell the world about it. Get on whatever app you're listening on. Give us 5 stars. It helps immensely. We can't tell you how much it helps. You also want to definitely follow us on social media at Crime and Sports, on Facebook and Twitter, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. You certainly want to listen to our new podcast, Your Stupid Opinions, which is just goddamn comedic.
It's marvelous.
It is not to toot our own horns, but holy shit is it funny. And it's a lot of fun where we talk about people's bad reviews of everything. We can't wait to tell you all about that. So check it out everywhere you listen to podcasts, Your Stupid Opinions. Right. So there's that. You certainly want to listen to Small Town Murder as well. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Right.
/virtual live is where it's going here. Get your tickets for October 26th. Halloween spectacular virtual live show. We're very excited. It'll be available for a week after that as well. Get your tickets right now. We cannot wait.
See you
We're
there.
very jacked for that. We're also in Dallas. Yes, Dallas.
December 2nd.
December 2nd. I was going to say Denver on Dallas 2nd. That's literally the words that were going to come out of my mouth.
Definitely December 2nd.
And
Dallas, Texas.
And there's still some tickets available for that, for Small Town Murder, so get in there. You definitely want Patreon.
Yes.
You have to have that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. It is a cup of coffee. People go, $5.
Very reasonable.
A cup of coffee. We're going to give you a lot.
People.
No, we're going to give you a lot for that. You're going to get a whole back catalog of Patreon episodes, like 200 of them to binge on, so that should keep you busy for a little bit.
Right.
And then, on top of that, new ones every other week, always. We're going to have one Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder.
Right.
This week, of course, no different. We have a lot of crazy stuff. I can't wait for Small Town Murder. Crime and Sports, too, but Small Town Murder, we have Joey Buttafuoco.
Right, and that's
which,
terrific.
I mean, who doesn't want to see?
Right.
Who doesn't want to hear about Amy Fisher?
He's just a jerk.
And with that, too, in addition to that, you get to hear about like a murder story. Then you get to hear about Amy's very distinctive porn career. She was distinguished and distinctive and...
and disgusting.
It was pretty good. Jimmy is horrified by Amy Fisher's porn. Like, I remember...
Her dirty talk makes me want to throw up. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Throw up. I remember...
It's so gross.
When you brought it up to me, you were like, have you ever seen Amy Fisher's porn?
It's
I was like,
so gross. There's a lot.
Haven't. There's a lot of porn?
Yes, there's a lot of different ones. She's done it for years. It's deep. Her catalog is fantastic.
What's deep?
In a
the
bad
catalog
way.
Or
Well,
or her
canal.
I don't know.
It's deep.
For crime and
sports, though.
We're talking about BS High.
Yeah.
Which is a documentary, and also we'll talk about the actual deal here with the coach, Roy Johnson, who decided to just fake it until he embarrassed himself on a national stage. That's all.
Until he ruined people's lives.
He's the Billy McFarland of high school football.
Yeah.
His team is the Fire Festival of high school football because it doesn't exist either. the football, the school, or anything like that. It's fucking crazy. We'll talk about all that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Oh, and one more thing you're going to get. That is a shout out at the end of the show, which is coming up in 1 second because I just have to tell you too. Next week, Warren Sapp on Crime and Sports. So a very famous and fun person. Jimmy, do me a favor here. Hit me with the list of the best fucking people in the world who are awesome to us and keep us going. I need to hear them right now to keep my day going. Hit me with them, Jimmy.
This week's executive producers are Robin Heyer, Kyle Norrig, and his friends in D.C. They came to see the show in D.C.
Hey,
Carla White on her ranch. Thank you very much, Carla. Diana, I don't think I got a last name with that one. Larry Butterfast is getting married, James.
All right,
Thanks for
good
marrying
for you,
our friend.
Larry. Nice shit.
Appreciate it, Carrie. You're a good gal. It's going to be Carrie Butterfast. Larry and Carrie Butterfast? Get out of
Larry
here.
and Carrie Butterfast.
That's
a good
adorable.
one.
They rhyme. Unbelievable.
Larry and Carrie.
Other producers this week are Sharon Jones, the Sheik, not the iron one, the other one, a better one, I'm told.
Detroit.
Peyton Meadows, Don Bagwell, Robin Kennard. My mom's fighting it as well, Robin. Hang in there. Thinking of you. Eric Rodriguez, thanks. I got 2 Dos Equis at the airport. You paid for a third of one because those fucking things. Airports, man, it's like
a little pricey on the Dos Equis.
The booze, it's crazy. Janice Hill, Dewey Strange, Chelsea Morgan, Sarah Surridge, Jacob Harshman, Joshua Filichichira, Bruce Howden, Denise Gwen, she's an author, Amanda Spellman, Cheyenne with no last name, Colleen with no last name, Jewel Morlag, Jen with no last name, Michael Andrew Ulrich II, Prasad, Josh Perry, Haley with no last name, Ben LaValle, Jolene Arnold, Carl with no last name, Juliana Budaluco, Lucho, isn't it? 2 C's? Yeah. Vids with no last name, Robin with no last name, Scott Fenley, Susan Makestad, Jessica Mumford and her sons, Brooke Kale, Carrie Stewart, Dara with no last name, Jennifer Lowe, Chris Parton, Benjamin Majid, Chelsea, Benjamin.
If I ever have another daughter, I'm naming her Benjamin.
It's a good name.
It's a good name.
I just invented a douche name for a girl, Benjamin. That's adorable. Chelsea Renaud, Christy Smith, Lee with no last name, Elias Ariana, without the O, Ariane, Kevin Kenna, Chris with no last name, Brian with no last name, Jay Schwabach Smith, Morgan Hancock, Matt Sheneman, Dina Ward, Derek McFadden, Kelly Flores, Taywin, Alyssa Padilla, Ashley Atwood, Cody Monk, Tiffany Freeland, Michaela Cecil, Cindy Chavera, Jeremy Payne, Jabir Gill, Rachel Taylor, Amanda Nyesti maybe, Lacey Peel, Kara Crowley, Heather Bro, Danzima with no last name, Tressa with no last name, Evelyn Bradfield, Grace Oberhocker, Nicholas Loudon, Christy with no last name, Andrew Grange, Amy Johnson, Trick Riley, Sepulfrek, Star-Lord. All right. Jen Hodge with no oh, that is her last name. Philip Watkins, Sky Quinn, Cunning Lindquist, James. That is 2 different words. Claiming that is a first and a last name. That's not true.
That's some wordplay.
Megan Onyon, Taylor Moore, Shannon Muscleless Howard, Muscleless Howard, Jenna Praley, Jason Owens, Omari, Robin Pointer, L. Nickel, Lost Packet, Crystal Jones, KJ, Nick and Sarah Ludlow, Jacob Browder, Killian with no last name, Joel Chop 54. Why do they call him Bullet Dodger? Oh, because he dodges bullets, Tony. No, wait. Avi, because he dodges bullets. Avi, Taco Papadopoulos, Tyson Johnson, Matt with no last name. That's it. Yasmara, Bayonetta 1807, Chris Sluss, Dakota Hess, Joseph Adams, Ken Pfister, Kelsey with no last name. L. This show is brought to you by the letter L. Danielle Ziegler, B. White of the 52s, Davina Smith, Ash Labiak, Kristen Taylor, Cornzilla, Aaron Scanlon, Christopher Logan, Jamie Lennox, Adam Fox, Talisa Ermshire, Ali M, William Calloway, Danielle Kinghorn, Roseanne Dajnowski, Alexandra Plukas, Elise Anderson, Molly Burke, Destiny Plemons, Trash Panda Coot, Cassie Floyd, Elizabeth Bugman, Tirsa like a teardrop tattoo, Julie Mack, Crystal Powell, Katie Ives, Lynn McKinley, Luanda Dunphy, Anna Benedikova, Malden, Logan Butcher, Jordan Chase, Katie Wagner, Sam Richardson, Scott Hunt, Bill Soldovsky, Evan Peace, Desmond Jones, Jessica Laura, Aram Banania, yeah, Chris with no last name, Kay Overbade, Rebecca Bellflower, Tim Ostertag, Latacia with no last name,
brother.
Becky Cops. You knew him. You were friends with him too. Susan Plorty, Last Responder, Sylvia Muller, Lisa Valentine, Courtney Morgan, Nilly Mittens, Adam Phillip, Ash Tone, Nakatikatea Tawari.
Sounds like somewhere
right.
in Maine. Going up there for the weekend. Lake Nakatikatea.
Mel Telekea. That's another one. Devin Donahue, Megan Tholin, Josh Custer, Nick Almond, Cynthia Shaw, Jeannie Kimbrell, Gavin Hart, Perry DeGualis. That's not right. Mauricio Castellazzo. That's not right. Jay Satterfield, Sparrow 427, Colton Carr, Kristen McCune, Aaron Wallen, Amanda Ratch, Brittany Jacobson, Erica Disque, Austin Macward, Michelle O'Brien, Joshin, Meyer, I don't know. Ben Mason.
Where the hell are you right now? Lost you.
Fucking dying. Tanya Solomon, Michael Chestnut, Cameron with no last name, Ty Schuler, Ale and Rome, Silky or Silk Dixon, I don't know. Blitz Grub, Thomasania Podaisy, Juliana Lima DeSouza, Charlotte Burgess, and all of our patrons. You guys are terrific. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, from the bottom of our cold, dead hearts. We appreciate all that you do for us and continue to do for us. You guys are the best, and just thank you. We'll keep pumping it out, and we hope you keep scooping it up. So thanks for all that you do for us. You want to find us on social media, shutupandgivememurder.com. Has all the links, and you can find us there. And so keep hanging out with us live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Have you ever gotten a message out of the blue? Maybe you ignore them. Or maybe you end up in conversation. Maybe they tell you about an amazing offer.
I can really show you how to make some money.
And maybe that gets you into a lot of trouble. But this isn't a story about people like you, the people receiving these messages. This is a story about the people behind the messages, on the other end of the line. Thousands of them, working in a microcity built for scammers. From Wondery, the makers of Dr. Death and Kill List, comes Scam Factory, a new series about survival at the expense of others. Follow Scam Factory on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Scam Factory early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.